I came here to heal, I came here to grow. Lesson in love, they helped me let go. I chose this path, I chose this time. Everything I need, I hold inside. I came here to heal, I came here to grow. Lesson in love, they helped me let go. I chose this path, I chose this time. Everything I need, I hold inside. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Me, the Art of Starting Again with me, Tisha Michelle, your host. Hey guys, what's up? All right, so today we're going to do something a little bit different and I'm going to bring you Q&A. So if you didn't know, you can pull up on me. You can send me an email to info@TishaMichelleOfficial or TishaMichelleOfficial@gmail.com. Or on Instagram, I am Tisha Michelle Official. You can send me a DM there. Lately, I've been hanging out on Threads. I don't know if you guys are on Threads, but they're definitely not sponsoring this episode. But I love Threads. It's like a whole other world over there. And I'm acting like it's new, but it's not. I was just like, I don't want to, learn another app and yada, yada, yada. And then I just ended up on there a couple weeks ago and it's like, oh my gosh, I am loving it over there. It's been really great for the podcast too and just the people that I've connected with. I'm actually launching another podcast. I will talk about that later, but it's called Off the Highlight Reel, where entrepreneurs tell the truth. I'm launching that next month. And I have already interviewed like 8 dope entrepreneur women. And they all came from Threads from a little post that I put up there and all. So, but anyway, if you have a question or if you're looking for another perspective, you just want to like run something by me and you're like, I don't need to like book, I'm not ready to book a session and do all that. I get it. Just send me an email or whatever. So I just thought, I think it would be pretty cool if I look back between my DMs and my emails and just pull a couple of the questions that, have come up and just, share it with you guys because it's like you've been in school and you have like a question and you're like or a conference or something and you're like, I don't want to ask because I should know the answer, or that's a stupid question. No such thing as a stupid question. And it's like, but you're afraid to ask. It's like, no, ask, because guess what? Probably half of the people in that room have the same damn question and they're thinking the same way. So I was like, you know what? If you had this, this question or this thought, pop up or whatever, and you needed a little bit of oomph with it, somebody else does too. So, all right. So one of them is, how do you know if you're self-sabotaging or if something just isn't aligned anymore? And that's a really good question. And it took me a while to kind of really get that. And I still kind of go through it's like that level of like discernment. But what I would definitely suggest is for you to create a filter. Right, like your own filter, like it could be 90 days. So say it's something you're doing or you're looking to stop or whatever, right? Or you say, whether it's starting a business, starting a routine, changing some things up, you say, I'm gonna give myself 90 days to work through this. And it could be any number, it could be 7 days. And this is what I'm gonna do. Right. So you want to give yourself some type of framework and time frame to do something, whatever that thing is, you fill in the blank, right? So I'm going to be committed to doing this thing for X amount of time. So you got to be consistent with it so you can get your groove and then you can really kind of collect your own form of data, right? And you're going to pay attention to the different things that are coming up, right? But then I also want you to give yourself time just for you. This is so you can drown out all of the noise and you can go within and you can connect to like, okay, I did this for 90 days. It's not where I thought it was going to be. I don't feel like how I thought that I was going to, feel around this. This is coming up. This is coming up. So you want to look at it from that standpoint, and then you want to spend some time with yourself around that and really check in. Something that I've done for since like my awakening is I've been learning to like trust my body, and I will think about something. So say if it's like, I have a choice between choice A or choice B. And I would take some time to myself and I would just like close my eyes I'd focus on my breathing, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I would do that for a minimum of 4 times. Now, depending on how I'm feeling, I might just keep doing like more of this, like, slow breath work. And then I would think about option A. And I would pay attention to, as I'm thinking about option A, how do I feel? Am I getting butterflies? Am I feeling nauseous? Is my chest starting to tight? Like, is my back starting to ache? And I pay attention to how I feel. Do I feel good when I think about this? Am I smiling? Am I like tensing up? Am I like, right? Then I would go do the same thing. I repeat it and I would go to option B. And you can have C, D, E, F, G, whatever. And I would just check in with my body, 'cause the body never lies. So I would, like, check in with my body and see how is my body reacting to this thing? Because that right there is an indication. That right there is an answer, because if you are starting to have anxiety, your chest is tightening, it's like, "Oh, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel like in a like it's aligned," because if it was aligned, it would I would feel good. I would feel soft. I would feel light. I would smile. I would feel curious, right? And then if you're thinking and you're just like, I don't feel anything that's blah, that's data also. That means, oh, I can go either way. Cool. Bet, right? So you want to like check in with your body and see how it is that your body feels around this particular thing, as well as having some form of a filter, whatever amount of days and stuff, to give yourself time and give it time to create some type of, traction, right? Because what sometimes happens is things are going, things are going, things are going, and you may just cut it because you're really just self-sabotaging, but not realizing on the surface level you're self-sabotaging, but maybe underneath it is you don't feel like you deserve this or you're worthy of it, or who do you think you are, imposter syndrome. All of those things can start to like come up. And this is why you want to create your own filter where you say like, okay, I'm going to give myself 90 days. I'm going to give myself 45 days, because that's like time to like get a groove going. And if a bunch of things are coming up, it could be coming up because now you just need to like redirect yourself or redirect whatever, it is. But if you do something and you try for 1 day or 2 day and you're like, oh, it's not what I thought it is, like, oh, this is in alignment. It's like, wait a minute, you didn't even give yourself enough data. And a lot of times for my own personal experience and the people that I've been working with since 2019, is like the self-sabotage. What ends up happening is that it's not like you don't want it, or even sometimes people have like that fear of like success. It's more of, I want to protect myself from something failing or protect myself from like a rejection. So I'll go ahead and try it. I'll dip my toe in like a little bit and just be like, oh man, this isn't working. This is not in alignment. Because sometimes we can hide behind, air quotes over here, alignment, but in actuality, we're trying to really like protect ourselves from, failing, whatever that means, or being like rejected. Right. So yeah, so that's what I would suggest. And that's actually something that I do. And depending on what it is, I can literally say I'm giving myself 7 days. And I'm giving myself 90 days. I'm giving myself 100 days, like, to work this thing out or to flush it out or whatever it may be. But just come up with some form of a filter. Then you wanna make sure that you're giving yourself time to check in with your body, because the body never lies. It's gonna let you know what's up, right? And then you're gonna take, like, that data, and then you're gonna put that data to also what is it that you started? What was the reason why you started? So you wanna take all of that and put it together, and then really lean into yourself. Really lean in and trust the data and trust yourself. All right. So another one was, why does this is when they said, why does starting over feel so damn embarrassing, even when I know it's the right move? Ooh, child, I have been there. I have been there. I have found myself, things weren't going right with like real estate. And and I guess right is like the perspective, right? Things weren't going the way that I wanted them to go, and I found myself hiding, like not being seen, as if everybody knew what I was going through. Like, and I felt like shame and I felt like embarrassed. And it's like, it's so crazy because what am I embarrassed about? What are you embarrassed about? Right? That's the first thing. Right. So the thing is that we all have beliefs and you're going to either validate that belief or you're going to invalidate that belief. So you have to see, what is it that I'm embarrassed about? Like, what is it that I am embarrassed about, right? So you're going to identify what that is, whether you say, well, I'm embarrassed because I shouldn't be in this situation. Like, I know better. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Did you intend to get into this situation? Did you make decisions and choices based off of the information that you had, and that was the best thing to do at that moment? But of course, you didn't see the other two things that was happening behind the scenes that you actually didn't have control over. Like, you want to validate that belief or invalidate that belief. So you're going to validate that belief of you should know better, right? Or so you're gonna either validate that belief to be like, "Yeah, I should, and this is why this is now I'm embarrassed because blah, 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 blah," or you're gonna invalidate that, "Well, why should you have known better? Have you done that particular thing over and over and over?" And you're like, "No, this is my first time." Okay, cool. Alright, but what if you had done that multiple times and it just looks different? It's like, "Oh, this belief actually goes a little bit deeper." So whenever you are repeating the same thing over and over, there is a lack of awareness. There may be a lack of awareness where you're not actually aware that you are doing this. So when that embarrassment, like, oh, I'm going to have to try this again, or I'm going to have to do this, I'm going to do that, and you start to get embarrassed, you need to identify, why are you embarrassed? And then just keep taking it back, taking it back, taking it back. Like, okay, but why? But why? Because I should have known this, but why? Why do you feel like you should have known that? You didn't know it though. So why didn't you know it? And you see what I'm saying? So it's like you want to just keep taking it back, taking it back, taking it back. So for me, with me feeling embarrassed and like not wanting to show up. And when I say not wanting to show up, I don't mean not wanting to show up in real estate, not wanting to show up anywhere. I don't wanna do any more videos. This has nothing to do with real estate. It could be in the holistic space or whatever, because I felt like me coming on there and talking about something, people are gonna be like, she ain't doing good in real estate. Like, she got this going on. Like, they don't know any of that. So I had to like invalidate these beliefs because it's like, wait a minute, I don't even show up talking about real estate. So why am I allowing what is going on over here to interfere with here? And one of the things is like, I have always come off with this, like, I have everything is good, everything is perfect, everything is just like great with me. Now, I wouldn't say I'm running around here just being like fake in the sense of like, oh my God, my life is amazing and it's so this and that. No, I wasn't doing that. It was just that I am from a survival mode. I've always had to be the strong one. I've always had to be the one to fix everything for everyone. And I guess I took that role on. However it presented itself, it's always been me. So when something wasn't going well, like in real estate, it was nowhere near well. At one point I was embarrassed because I'm the one that excels at everything. I'm the one who has all of the answers. I am the one who fixes things. I am not the one that needs fixing and helping. Like, that is just weird. So these were my thoughts and my beliefs. So the moment that something shook and took me out of that space, I was embarrassed. I felt shame. You should know how to do this. You should have been able to like pivot. You should have been able to get over that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life before. So why do I feel like I should be? That took back into a whole other things, right? So if you find yourself in a space like that, or you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to start over, because I'm so embarrassed, I'm just going to keep sticking with this. No, no, no. And I'm giving you permission, if you are somebody who feels like you needed to have some permission, but you really don't, you can hit that reset whenever you want. Whenever you want to hit that reset, you can hit that reset and you can start again. And there is nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be embarrassed of. And if you feel like it is, I want you to grab a pen, get you a paper, and I want you to write at the top whatever it is that you're embarrassed about. And then I want you to write all the things that you feel like people would be saying about you. Just write them all. And as you're reading them, I want you to just laugh. I want you to laugh at it because no one's saying it to you. And if somebody does say something off of there on about you, or you hear it or whatever, I want you to know this. It is not about you. And you can be like, bro, it is because they said it to me. No, 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 no. Their perspective of you is a reflection of them. Anybody that is out here doing, taking action, um, shaking things up, trying this, trying that, attempting this, attempting that is dope as shit. Because a lot of people don't do anything. They want to change, they want more out of their life, and they choose not to for whatever reason, and no judgment there. So when someone takes time to say something slick or to make fun of or to judge somebody because they put themselves out to do this and now they're doing something different, man, that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Period. So yeah. So you can feel what you need to feel. You want to feel shame, you want to feel embarrassed, feel it, right? That's how we heal the things that are going on by allowing ourselves to feel it. Really lean into that embarrassment that you're actually creating. you know, um lean into that. Allow yourself to feel it and then go process it out. All right. So, how do I rebuild without making the same mistakes again? All right. So I couldn't even like read that. Okay. So how do I rebuild without making the same mistakes again? Whew. This is where I suggest you get real practical, right? This is the practical part of me being your practical spiritual guide. What I suggest is the fact that you say, and making the same like mistakes again. Personally, I call them experiences. I don't like to call them mistakes, but I'm reading the way the question was presented. So you want to get practical and you want to look at what's happening. What happened in your life? And you're like, well, this happened here, then this happened here, and this happened here. And you're writing these things down. And as you're writing them down, I want you to, and we want to write these things down because we want to get out of our head, right? And we want to write them down and we want to be able to see it. And you want to see what is the pattern. Identify what the pattern is here. So when you can start to see the pattern, you're able to trace it back to and be like, "Oh, in every one of these situations, I was a people pleaser." Right? I was pleasing everyone else at the expense of myself, and it left me feeling depleted. It left me feeling resentful. It left me feeling like this, man. But that is a thread between all these different scenarios is I put myself last. Oh, okay. With awareness comes change. With change comes growth. And with growth, we're evolving. And that's what we came here to do. We came here to evolve and grow. So you want to identify what these things are. Or if something happened in your life or a situation, you want to write that down too so you can actually see it and you can analyze it. And this is why I said you're getting real practical because you're analyzing whatever that situation is so you can get to the pattern and you can also see where you could have done something differently. You could have made a different choice. So now, as you're moving forward and this shows up in your life again, you know how to maneuver it. You're like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do because last time this is what I did and I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like how it made me feel. I didn't like the version of me that it was bringing out. So now I'm going to do something different. So, and if you can start doing this in like everyday stuff, that would be dope. So for like example, I'm working on being a lot more like organized and creating systems and structures around everything. Because when I look all the way back to even having my home care agency that I first started in 2014, and then I sold it in middle of 2018, I got burnt out. I was doing every role possible, but there was really no real systems and structures in there and processes. It was, but not like it should have been. So that was where the burnout came, because I was all over the place and I was doing everything, and the systems and the process that I had was in my head. I couldn't give it to anybody or tell them because it was in my head. I had to just like do. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We're definitely not doing that anymore. So now, actually, this was like the other day. I had so much stuff that I needed to do. And I was like, oh my God, Tisha, you're a list person. Write it down. Like, write it down. Well, I was in the middle of doing one thing and then I jumped to the next thing. I literally was talking to myself and I was like, no, 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 no. Stop it. Don't even think about it. You better finish that email before you even think about starting this. And I had to just like laugh at myself because I had to give myself a good scolding. Because I know in the past, I'm working on 10 things at the same time and nothing is really getting done. I'm feeling burnt out. I'm feeling like I'm spinning the block and going in a loop because I am. So I could recognize that, and I didn't like how it felt because I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. And what do you mean it's 11 o'clock at night already? This doesn't make any sense. Like, this is crazy. So because I became aware and noticed that I didn't like how some of those things made me feel or what happened or the outcome, now I'm starting to catch things in the moment and say, no, 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 no. What we're not going to do is what you used to do. We're going to do something different because I want a different result. Right? So it's all about becoming aware. So jot down the stuff in your life now. You're like, well, I don't really know and stuff. Okay, well, what are some of those things that you did that led to something and you didn't like how it made you feel? Or where you're at or whatever it is, like write them down and just start, unpacking the different things. And then you can start to see where the patterns are, and then you'll be able to make like changes. But again, you may end up repeating the same lesson and it just looks different. But this is also a part of the human experience here. At some point, you're going to be like, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm done. Sometimes I say to God, it's so funny. I'll be like, God, all right, because you clearly will not take away this free will from me. And I be messing some shit up with this free will. However, I did it again. So can you please give me another like experience so I can prove to myself that I learned the lesson? I'll be asking for it. Cause I'm like, how am I supposed to know that I actually learned the lesson if I just don't even like, have the opportunity to do something different? So I be calling it in to be like, yes, good, let's go. We ain't never doing that one again. On to the next. Yeah. All right. So another question was, how do I stop feeling like I'm running out of time? Oh my goodness. I can so relate to that. I just always like, I got to do everything. I need to do it now. I need to do it now. I need to do it now. And honestly, I don't really know. I don't really know. So I don't have like this like beautiful thing to be like, oh, like it's this, like it's that. Like I really don't know. I'm just going through the flow with that too, but I catch myself feeling like I'm running out of time. So what I have started to do, a lot of this actually goes back to when Gloria, my best friend, like, went to sleep and didn't wake up. I started looking at life differently because I was like, man, so we're not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here until there's a chance that I might not make it to a certain age and then just like pass or whatever. Dang, that's crazy. Okay, so what are all the things I want to do? Well, that actually made me feel like I needed to speed things up. right? I felt like there was so many things I needed to do and I need to hurry up and do it because I don't know how long I'm going to like be here. And then because I'm not able to do all of those things, I start feeling bad on myself and just wishing I could do this and wishing I could do that. And I was like, all right, just stop. Just stop and breathe. And that's what I would say to you. Just stop and just breathe. What do you want to do? What do you want to do right now? What character do you want to become now? What identity you want to bring on? What, new position you would like? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to start a workout routine? Do you want to work on your body? Right? Just look at all the things that you want to do and then look at the capacity right now. You might have 5 things like, oh my God, I want to get all these. I want to do them all right now. Do you have the capacity to do it? Like, really, do you have the capacity? Meaning, like, do you have the mental space for it? Like, do you the energetic space for the thing? Do you have the finances right now for it? Do you have the support for it? And if not, look on that list and see what is it on that list that you can do right now. And then you can work on the other things. I mean, you can even try like prioritizing, like what's a priority? Like everybody's priorities are different. Where you're like, oh, I want to do this because I know this is going to be so dope to do, whatever that may be. And it's like, okay, that's something that you feel like is going to bring you like joy and stuff. Do that shit now. The thing that's going to making you smile, the thing that's making you laugh, like do that. But like, why? Or like what to do when it's like you feel like you're running out of time. I really don't know what that is. I go down the rabbit hole and I do like to meditate into stuff. It's like, what is it in there? Is this human? Is this the soul? Because like our soul knows like it ain't gonna never end. We just gonna keep going, 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 going. But the human part is like, oh my God, I gotta get all this done because I don't know what this is. And I've actually heard from people who aren't necessarily feeling like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna like die. They're just more like, I just feel like I'm running out of time. So I need to just like hurry up and do all these things. And I haven't really gotten to anything. But if any of you guys have like, I don't know, have their own like theory or anything like around that, please share it. Share it with me and then I will share it with everybody, the rest of you guys, I'll come on there. Okay, so where do we want to go with these different ones? Let's see. I guess we can just do one more. Oh my gosh, or do I want to do all of these? All right. How do you bounce back from failing at something publicly? Ooh, guess this could probably go with like the embarrassed one too and all. I will look at it like this. What does failing mean to you? Let's start there. Like, seriously, what does failing mean to you? Not to everybody else. Really come up with your own. What is the definition of failing for you? So that's where I would start. Like, what does it mean to like fail? Because you attempted something, you tried to do something and it didn't work out the way that you thought that it would work out. So you said you feel like it failed. Okay. All right. Well, what can you do to like get it to that point next? Right. I was interviewing someone for my new podcast that's going to be launching next month. And I actually don't remember if I said this in the beginning or not, but I am launching another podcast next in March, and it's called Off the Highlight Reel, where entrepreneurs tell the truth. I'll share more on that later, and especially once it's out, and then you guys can check that out over there too. But okay, so anyway, so I was interviewing someone, and she was talking about that failing thing and being in the tech space and how the tech people are like, yo, I'm so happy that that failed because now we could figure out like how to fix it and we got that out the way instead of it being dragged on and then realizing like there's a problem. And I was like, oh, perspective. That's what's up. So yeah, so what does failing mean to you? And really once you get clear on it, just see like, do you like that? Do you like that meaning of it? Right. And then again, when you are quote unquote failing and it's publicly and people are seeing you, if anybody has a problem with it or says anything, I want you to know it may not feel good and you feel a certain way, but that's your inner stuff. And those are some beliefs and some things that's going on in there of how do you actually feel about yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Are you not feeling like worthy enough? Like what's going on there? Because that's all on you. And then the part on them, if they're even saying anything, what type of person talks crap or makes fun of or judges someone out loud for daring to do something different? Really. So I want you to know it's about you. If you're taking this on, is there a part of you that feels that there is some truth to this? Why? Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? Oh, it may have come from society or maybe like growing up and certain things that people said. And then you took that on. Oh, okay. Well, now I need you to get rid of that shit. Now I need you to get rid of it. But yeah, so I would go to looking at what does failing mean to you? Where did you get that definition from? Is it your belief or does it belong to someone else? And then remember that when people are judging you or saying these certain things and not encouraging and not saying like kudos to you for even trying because I ain't did shit in the last 30 years and you came out here and you did this, that's what's up. Kudos to you. If they're not doing that, or at least just not saying anything, that's all on them. It's all on that says everything about them, because how are you going to go and judge and make fun of somebody for doing something outside of the box? And when I say outside of the box, it doesn't have to be anything wild. It's just that the norm, the normal way they want to say is, what is it, going to school and like then going to college, getting a job, starting a family, purchase a home. Like it's like the cookie cutter thing. Nothing is wrong with any of those things, but just saying they want everybody to be the same and to do that. And don't you dare be different. And the moment that you are different and you try something new and it doesn't work and it just happened to be in front of public, whatever that actually means. And if anybody is judging you, man, they're just judging themselves. They're just judging yourself. So if you are someone who is feeling some type of way because you tried something and you put it out into the public and you feel like it didn't work out and you failed at it, I want you to know that you're dope as shit. You are dope as shit because you are winning at life because you went for something, no matter what it is, like you went for it. And I think that's dope. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I've been yapping for these couple of Q&As for, 30 minutes or so. So let me know if you like these. Let me know if you want me to bring some more Q&As. And if so, keep them coming, y'all. Send me the things. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with, rebuilding and stuff, you might get a little spicy and have a little something. I don't mind answering and throwing that out there too. So, but all right, until next time, bye. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Rebuilding Me, the sacred art of starting again. If this episode spoke to your soul, be sure to subscribe, leave me a review, and most importantly, share it with someone who's on their own journey of remembering who they are. And just know, you're not alone, and you never have to start from scratch. You're starting again, but this time with wisdom. Until next time, stay open, stay grounded, and trust your rebuild. And if you need help navigating this journey, make sure to visit www.tishamichelleofficial.com and book a sacred reset session.